Hey everybody, welcome to probably a video that I've been putting off for a very long time. This is the last of the series of the fragrances that I've had, my fragrances of the 2000s. So I think I started in 2000, went to 2001, all the way through. This is a series, by the way, and I have a playlist for that, and this is the last of it, the last one I did maybe last year sometime. And this is the last of it because this is 2009. It's the last year of the 2000s, and the next one is 2010. I don't think I'll do a 2010. Not at the moment, anyway. But anyway, I'm just going to go through some of the fragrances that I have that are from the year 2009, and probably just my thoughts on them. Okay, let's start off with the big one that came out in 2009, probably the most popular one in this list of fragrances that I've got, and that is La Nuit de l'Homme, which is this guy right here, and also this guy right here. Okay, these two, one is from 2018, this is from 2018, and this one is from 2010. So this is an original formulation and this is a reformulated one. You can perhaps see the difference in juice color. Maybe if I hold them like this, you can see. I don't know if that's visible. Let's try that. Maybe that. Okay. There is a difference in juice color. It might be because one is older than the other one, and you can see that I've used up pretty much all of both bottles. I also had a 2020 bottle, a 200 ml, which I sold because that was way too clean, not spicy at all, very apple heavy somehow, and even though there's no apple, I get apple. That sweet cardamom that's in here is like an apple, almost apple pie to me, without the pastry and the cinnamon. So this I got rid of that one. That was 2020. This is 2018. It works really well. The scent is great, as you can tell, and the longevity, it's not bad. I mean, it's always been a poor performer. However, the 2010 bottle that I have and the 2009 bottles that I have had a chance to wear and test out are richer. Maybe slightly better longevity, but they're denser, they're spicier, and less sweet somehow. I do like them. I do like it better because that's just my taste. However, they're hard to come by, and some people consider these holy grails. I don't know about that. One way to tell if you are searching for these, actually there's quite a few ways to tell, and I think a lot of videos have been through this, is that one way to tell is if the cap, as you can see, it's filled in like this, right? The original 2009 bottle didn't have this plastic bit. It was a metal cap, and it was hollow here, and it was just had this holder thing in here as well, and it was a metal cap, and the this sort of neck was fatter, wider. That's another way to tell. But if you do not have pictures, because you're probably buying these online, like on eBay or something like that, and sometimes people don't put all of the pictures up there. They don't put pictures of the batch code at the bottom of the bottle either. So one easy way to tell if you do have a picture of the bottle itself is a telltale sign that I use to pick out which ones are vintage La Nuit de l'Hommes versus non-vintage La Nuit de l'Hommes. That is first and second formulation, I think, going all the way up to like 2012, I think. Oh no, 2014 maybe even. Right, you can see here in the where the straw meets the top of the bottle. I don't know if this is visible, but like, I'll get closer. You can see where it meets the top of the bottle, right there, and then the difference here. You see? One, you can see where this little clear plastic bit, where the straw is inserted to, and then the new ones you can't because it's actually inside the spray mechanism in the neck. Whereas this one, it's sitting on the outer. It's the older sort of spray mechanism, I guess, right? So that's one way you can tell. an older one from a new one. Now on to like my thoughts on the fragrance. I love it. I think everybody should have a bottle of this, even if you're a niche snob. You really can't get past the fact that it's such a likable fragrance and everyone will like it, especially if you're wearing it at night, because it is the night of the man, la nuit de l'homme. It's the night of the man, whereas l'homme is just the man. And so if you're going to wear it out at night, you'll definitely get, I mean, if you overspray, you'll definitely get some attention, some positive attention from it. I think it still works, and it's not as sickly sweet as some of the newer offerings or some of the other flankers, as a matter of fact. So, yeah. Even the 2010 bottle that I've got, it does not have the hollowed out cap. However, it is a heft more heavier, because it's metal, than the newer one. And you can't tell that. And the 2010 bottle also has a thin sort of neck, not the fat sprayer. Okay, moving on to the next one in this list is one that is a personal favorite of mine. It is Versense by Versace. Okay, take this out. This is, and I'll show you what's happened to this bottle. It is at halfway, 100 ml bottle. At halfway, because I wear this in warm weather, absolutely adore it. It is for women, but it's not really. It's actually a nice, not too heavily citrus scent with olive leaf. The smell of the olive leaf actually comes through in here, and it's very, very pleasant, especially in warmer weather. Not super duper hot, but like hot, not warm. You can wear it on a spring day, but definitely for summertime. Love wearing this one. Staple in my summertime rotation. Always pull it out, always spray it on, and it makes me feel nice, calm, cool, collected. Versense by Versace. Now I want to mention a couple that I have on this list that I didn't actually manage to find. I mean, it's in the garage somewhere, and I'm not going to go out hunting for them, so I'm just going to put them just probably up here somewhere. One was by Chevignon, which is called Forever Mine. I had a bottle of that. Unremarkable. If you do see someone trying to flog it on eBay for like hundreds of dollars for a bottle, don't buy it. It's not that great. The other one is Lanvin LHomme Sport. It's nice, inoffensive. Some people might call it a gym scent. Probably, yeah, a gym scent. That'll be fine. It doesn't offend anybody. It doesn't have like crazy projection. It's a lovely scent. I did see it the other day for like $30. I didn't buy it because I don't know. I think I'm done with that kind of fragrance anyway. So out of the way, the ones that I didn't pull out. Let's get on to the ones that I do have here. The next one in this list is going to be this one, which is Pure Malt by Mugler. This is the original one, and you can tell because these rubberized flasks have been reformulated as well, and you can tell when you actually see here. Don't know if that's visible there. Might need to change the light, but if you can make that out here, it says Thierry Mugler at the bottom of these rubberized flasks, whereas the new ones just say Mugler. All right, so if it says Thierry Mugler, it's the original lineup. This, I only have a little bit left. I wear it once a year now. Yeah, and again, it's one of those ones that I really like, but I think my time with it has passed. It's a nice scent. It's a nice designer sort of oriented scent. Again, likable by many. Great in colder weather, but I wouldn't go taking out a mortgage to get yourself a bottle of it when there's much more potent, much more realistic in terms of notes and quality. If you want to get it for nostalgia's sake because you did wear it back in 2009, then yeah, by all means do that. But like I said, for me, it's a once a year wear. I'm not hating on it. It's a great scent. But yeah, again, some of these things, I guess if you're a collector, you might want to reach out and grab it and collect the whole set. But If you're not, if you're just looking for, just get a decant and see if it's really something that strikes a chord with you. If it doesn't, then you can look for something similar along these lines. Next is one that I only got a couple of years ago, but it has grown on me heaps. It is Epic Man by Amouage. Again, 2009. What a banger of a year. I mean, so far we've had some real good ones in this lineup so far. And I'm spewing because I got the 50ml bottle and I should have got the 100, and I'm halfway through it already. Just sparkling. I think there's oud in here, but it's like, I can't even describe this. It's like, it's woody, it's aromatic, it's somehow citric, it's peppery, it's epic. It is what it says it is. Some people wear this and they think, it's kind of flat, it's not that interesting, it's kind of dull. For some reason, when I wear this, it just shines off my skin, like this sparkles off my skin. On the tester strip, it's a nice fragrance, but off my skin, it just works. And that's another thing with skin chemistry. It's not going to work for everybody. Some scents here that are great that maybe don't work as well on me, maybe like the pure malt. I don't see the magic in it. This, some people don't see the magic in, but somehow when I wear it, it's amazing. It's phenomenal. Adore it. 24 hours on me as well. I can smell it, and even longer on clothes. Epic, absolutely epic, as it should be, because that's what it's called. The next one is a tiny bottle of this, which I thought I'd put it in here because it's worthy. It's worthy of a mention. It is Artisan by John Varvatos, as some Germans might say. It is a very nice scent. Tangerine. Tangerine's nice. It's very refreshing, very cooling, but then it sort of mellows out and becomes a more muted sort of scent. Longevity, I don't get very much on this. And I've been in conversations with people that are more familiar with John Varvatos as a house and their fragrances. I've only got 3 of them, and I like all 3 of them. I like this one too. However, we always wonder what would have Rodrigo Flores Roux, I think that's his name, the perfumer's name. What could he have done if he had the brief of a niche house instead of a designer house? And these scent profiles, these are like things that you sort of go, man, I wish someone would make a niche version of this. And I have an entire list prepared for such a topic, for designer scents that I wish people would make niche versions of. The next one is a Dior. It is Dior's Fahrenheit Absolute. My absolute favorite of the Dior lineup. Maybe I should say that again because I'm unboxing this right next to the microphone. My absolute favorite of the Dior, of the Fahrenheit lineup, and I have got 6 of them now. 6 Fahrenheits. I didn't mean to get 6 of them, but I do. And I have 2 of these. I've only got a little bit left in this one. This one is very, very full, so I'm happy that I've got enough of this. This I only gravitate towards in the evening when it's cold. God, it's gorgeous. It is like, if you say that you can smell the Fahrenheit DNA in here, it's very, very scanned. It's not really Fahrenheitish. If you smelled this without knowing it was Fahrenheit, you wouldn't be able to tell. You'd be like, maybe I can smell some kind of violet in there, but it's not a petroleum kind of violet or leathery. You know, this is all about that myrrh, and the myrrh with the violet, right? And that DNA of the Fahrenheit, maybe a sprinkle of it in there, but mostly it's about that darkness and the resiny niceness of the myrrh. Love that one. That is a really good one. Again, discontinued, super expensive now, but if you do find it, or even if you find like a little sampler or a decant, try it out. This is one that I did pay grey market prices for, but not ludicrous. Not ludicrous. It was definitely a good price for what it is. I think I may have paid like the same as what it would have cost when it was retail. So that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Next on this list is Guerlain Homme Intense. Now, Guerlain Homme is a very underappreciated line of fragrances because it was the first one that was created by Thierry, who is the first perfumer of Guerlain to not be a Guerlain, because all of them were Guerlain. Aimé Guerlain, Jacques Guerlain, Henri Guerlain. And when they passed the baton down to a German, Thierry Wasser, he created Guerlain Homme. And people thought, well, what the hell is this? But it was actually a really great scent. And it had a few flankers. It had a super Leggera. It had the Low Boisé, and then they had the EDP version. They also had this intense version. And that original one is like a powdery mojito, is what I would like to call that original scent. This has got that in it, but it is slightly darker. It is, again, wearable in the summertime, but not in the super heat of the summertime. This is more around your autumn winters, where you still want to smell like it's sunny out, but there are woods in here to support it in the base, and that's why it's called intense. It's not really like stronger. The scent is actually different. So they've intensified the woodiness of it rather than the citric and the minty elements of the original one. 2009, banger, absolutely. Again, I think discontinued, hard to find, but not as expensive as you would imagine it to be, given it's a discontinued Guerlain. Okay, next one on this list is a cheapie, and I should get the dust off it because it's been sitting there for a while. CK Free, little bit left in this bottle. Nice, spicy CK scent. It's very basic, but it's very pleasant at the same time. I think this one, I actually always have to explain why there's only a little bit left. Not because I'm a huge fan of it. It's because I used to use this as like a shower in a can or a shower in a bottle after playing basketball during my lunch times at work. And so that's why a ton of it is missing. It was a gift from an auntie of mine, so I still have it, and it's all right. I mean, look, I stopped playing basketball and I haven't worn it since, so there you go. Nothing much to say about that. Next one after this is, this is an interesting one. It's actually my scent of the day. It's APOM Homme by Maison Francis Kurkdjian, and APOM means a piece of me. Now, for the longest time, I had this is the 3 travel atomizer pack. I have 3 times 10 mil in here, and one of them I gave to my mum. She used it all because she loved it, and this one I've almost used it up, and this one maybe I haven't used at all. So I'm all right. And so I didn't use this all that often because it was discontinued and it was getting hard to find, and it's actually a deliciously dark neroli. The note listing says it's African neroli, but I feel like this is great on a desert safari or something like that, or in that kind of setting. It's not a summertime beach scent as much as it is a summertime desert scent, or it's a end of summer sunset scent. Yeah, when like everything's been scorched throughout the last 3 months of summer, and you're having the last wave of summer. It's one of those deals. That's the vibe that I get out of it. Extremely long lasting for the type of scent that it is. It is quite neroli heavy. I think there's amber in here as well. But good news is it's re-released. So Maison Francis Kurkdjian re-released this scent. There's a women's version as well. I haven't smelled the women's version, but he's re-released the men's and the women's version in 2024. And I want to go and try and smell it when it comes out and hits shelves here to see if it's the same. If it's not the same, then I have to be very cautious about using this. If it is the same, then I am able to spray liberally because I know I can replace it when it runs out. So that's that one, APOM Homme. And the next one of my absolute favorites that has actually become my favorite. It was a blind buy because I just saw it and it just sounded cool and the bottle looked cool. And this is Brazil Dream for Him by Estee Lauder. This came out 2009, as did all these fragrances. And there is a Brazil Dream for her. There's also like a Bali Dream as well. I haven't tried those, but this one, just the smoothest, spicy, peppery, chili, a little bit of leather I think in here as well, but it's not prominent enough for me to hate it. It is just insanely good. I think I picked this up for like $20, and for that it's worth multiples of that basically, but it is again discontinued, hard to find, and I think people are jacking up the prices, which it doesn't make sense because no one has actually ever heard of these, right? It's a flanker of a flanker of a flanker or something like that maybe, or it's in a series that didn't get much attention even back in 2009. And how could you, when things like Epic Man and Nuit de l'Homme and Pure Malt and things like that was released. So yeah, I don't blame it for being unknown, but now that I've told you what it is, you should have a look out for it and see. It's the smoothest stuff, swear to God, it's so good. Easily has become one of my favorites, sort of when I feel like having like this smooth aromatic spicy going on. That's what I gravitate to. And the last one is by I was going to say it's by Firmenich, which is the chemical company that makes sort of perfumes, but it's actually by Carven. Carven, very underrated sort of perfume house, I think. And this is called Le Vetiver. Now, they're famous for having this vetiver fragrance from like the 1950s. It has like a wooden cap and stuff like that. And that, apparently, this smells very close to that, but it's a little bit more updated, a little bit more modern. And this is probably my third bottle of this, third or fourth bottle of this. I had 2 or 3 100 ml bottles before this, and it's got a magnetized sort of box, and inside you've got the bottle and the wooden cap. It is one of my favorite, actually it's my second favorite vetiver scent, after Roja's Vetiver Parfum, and number 3 is Roja's Vetiver Parfum Cologne. So I really like vetiver, and I like, unfortunately what's happened to this is that the atomizer, or the neck of the atomizer, is broken off in transit, and this was brand new when it got sent to me. I bought this off, I'm not going to say who because I don't want him to get the blame, but like the atomizer is basically broken off like that. So all I can do is basically press this down or stick this back in. Maybe I should like glue this back in, but then I'm scared that it might actually block the atomizer. I mean, I can do this like that and still press it down, but not all of the juice comes out of the sprayer. Oh well, them's the breaks, I guess. I did get it for a very good price as well. This is also discontinued. This used to be like $20, and for $20 for a 100 ml bottle, it's a steal. It's an absolute steal. I think they're going for way more than that, maybe in the hundreds now that they're discontinued. But yeah, I don't think Carven has made a vetiver as nice as this. It's one of those sparkly, bright vetivers. It's got florals around it, which on the dry down just make it super magical, especially if your skin heats up a little bit. It's fantastic. And I don't think I've smelled anything as good as that in the designer realm. So there you go. That is my list of fragrances that was released in 2009. And so ends this series of fragrances from the 2000s and ties up that little end. And you have closure now. And thanks for watching.